don't give in to the I am too busy to take care of me culture. We're very much living in a culture right now where moms complain that they have too much on their plate. The average work day for a mom is, more than 24 hours is what they say. And it is true. I do believe that. But don't fall victim to how busy you are and let that be an excuse for taking care of yourself. Welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Scale podcast. I am your host, Mary Catherine. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. A little background on me. At the young age of 26, I started as a member at Fit Body Bootcamp, and it quickly became the best part of my day every day. And I used that passion that I felt at bootcamp to open up my own location in 2017. Today, I have successfully opened multiple Fit Body locations, and I continue my journey as a community manager for the Fit Body brand and also the host of the Beyond the Scale podcast. I am passionate about supporting owners and clients to live their best life through prioritizing health and fitness. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we are going to talk about a season of life that I am currently in, and I know so many people are in right now, and that is a maintenance season, a maintenance phase of life where some days we truly feel like we are just trying to survive versus thrive. And so how can we get through this phase and still keep that positive mindset? And that's what I really want to talk about today. And the truth is, you guys, every hard season, it is just that. It's a season, it's a stage, it's temporary pain or temporary discomfort. And the more comfortable that you can get, and this is what I have found, the more comfortable that I can get with being uncomfortable, the more I grow and the happier that I am. As a mom to two young children, as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, I feel like there are days where I am all over the place. And my doctor said something to me recently when we were at just an annual checkup for my daughter. And he was asking, my daughter has ADHD, and he was asking me, how's she doing in school? And I said, oh, she's doing better. And we started talking about situations that we put ourselves in as parents, like going out to eat as a family sometimes may be a struggle, or even traveling on vacation. We all know, you're so excited about vacation, but just getting there when you have young children is sometimes quite a journey. And he said to me, sometimes you have to lower your expectations. You have to lower your expectations of what you expect to happen in these situations, in this season of life with your children. And it really got me thinking. And it's like, yes, you have to lower your expectations sometimes, but you want to make sure that you're keeping your standards high. I think expectations and standards are two different things. And as a mom in this busy season, and as an entrepreneur, like I mentioned, I still have my standards. I have standards for myself and for my life, and those still have to maintain high. However, there have been times where I do need to lower my expectations. And when I lower those expectations, I am finding myself experiencing more joy. When I don't hold my kids on this, when I don't put them on this pedestal, or even my own life when I'm thinking about my health and fitness journey. It's not always going to be perfect, but as long as I still have those foundational habits and standards for myself, then I can get through this time. And so a maintenance season of life, the way I would describe that is you're in a season right now where you feel like you are just going through the motions, not all the time, but on some days. And you feel like you're in a season maybe of waiting, or your life maybe feels like it's on hold. And I think when we look at life and in certain situations in life, there are really three phases. And that's the beginning stage when things are exciting and fun and new. That could be the beginning stage of a business, or the beginning stage of a new relationship, or maybe the newlywed phase, or maybe the beginning phase of just becoming a mom. those beginning stages are so much fun and exciting, and it's new and it's unnavigated territories where you're learning each day. But then we get to that middle stage where it's not new anymore, but the end is not in sight. You're not close to the end yet. And a lot of times this is described as like a messy season of life. And then you have that ending stage where that season is coming to an end and you're looking forward to something else. You're preparing for something new. It may have been a really tough season. So you're looking back, you're reflecting on how you've grown and how you've gotten through that, but you're excited for the new season to come. And those three phases, like there's those three phases of life, but also those three phases of a lot of situations that we're in during life, like with our career, with motherhood, with a new relationship, with our business. And so today I really want to talk about that maintenance phase, that messy season that often feels like a season of waiting and your life is on hold. If you're listening to this and you're not in this season, you've likely been in this season, or maybe you are in this season right now. And I promise you that you are not alone. And so, in the maintenance season, in this phase that I'm in, the days are long. I have two little ones. I'm still trying to prioritize myself, my health, my fitness, my mindset. I am running a business. I am trying to take care of a household, trying to make time for my spouse, trying to make time for my family and my friends. And it's a lot. It is a lot. And I know so many people feel like this. And there's never a perfect balance. Like there are days and weeks and months where your kids are the most important thing, and your job, you might feel like you're barely getting by. It's so hard to get the work done. And then there may be phases where you're thriving in your job, you're thriving in your career, and then you feel guilty because you're not spending enough time with your kids. And unfortunately, like that's just like the way it goes in this season of life. If you have small children, even if you have children that are more self sufficient, but maybe they're in middle school or in high school and they're into sports, and you feel like a taxi every afternoon, like you're going to pick them up from school and take them to soccer practice or dance or baseball, and you're doing that every day, it leaves very little room for you to step back and take care of yourself and even think about what you can do to always stay in that positive mindset and looking towards the fun and exciting things that you have in the future, because you can get very much stuck in just the hustle and bustle and the daily grind. And your kids can completely rule your schedule if you let it. And I'm not in that season yet. I'm not in that season where we have something every afternoon after school when it comes to the kids. Right now, we can take on maybe one activity at a time. My daughter's doing gymnastics. My son has been doing soccer, which is really funny because it lasts like 25 minutes. That's about as long as their little attention spans will take. And it's so cute because my son loves balls. Like he loves sports already at the age of 2. And he's playing soccer and he wants to hold one soccer ball while he's kicking another soccer ball. Like he won't let that one go. So it's so cute. But yeah, we're just in this stage where we're just doing one thing at a time, one day a week, testing it out, see what they like. So we're not there yet. We're not at that part where we are constantly going. So it is a little bit easier. However, at the age of my children, I am needed 24/7. Like when they are in my care, I have to take care of them until they are asleep. They are not self sufficient yet. They can't do much on their own. Yeah, I understand how your schedule can really feel like it's not your own and it can be ruled by somebody else. And that can even be true for someone who doesn't have children. Like maybe you have a very demanding career, a very demanding job that requires a lot of you, a lot of time and energy, and you feel like you have very little time for yourself. So, my goal for this episode today is really to talk about how can we still make progress towards our goals, look towards the future. You know, we might have our foot on the brake a little bit, but we don't want to forget where the gas pedal is. I heard that once and I thought that was just a very great metaphor because as a mom in this phase of life, I want to be able to slow down. I want to be able to pump the brakes. I want to enjoy these moments, but I also have really big goals for the future and I don't want to lose sight of those. So, how can we still make progress during this phase? And I think the first step is just setting realistic goals for yourself. My next one would be surround yourself with people who raise your thermostat. I did an episode about this a few months back, and I truly believe that you are the average of the people that you spend the most time with. So make sure that you're spending your time with people that support your goals. They support where you are right now, they support where you're going. They can be a shoulder to lean on. They're going to motivate you, they're going to make you better each time you're with that person. Like, make sure you're not spending time with people that are constantly complaining about their current situation, but they're not doing anything to get out of it. And this could be hard if you work in a workplace where like you can't necessarily control who you're working with. And sometimes you're going to have employees that are Debbie Downers or, they're a Karen and you can't get away from them. But just try not to invest too much time or too much thought into that person if you know that they're not making you better. 1% better each day is what we like to say at boot camp. My next one would be don't give in to the I am too busy to take care of me culture. We're very much living in a culture right now where moms complain that they have too much on their plate. The average work day for a mom is, more than 24 hours is what they say. And it is true. I do believe that. But don't fall victim to how busy you are and let that be an excuse for taking care of yourself because it is so important that you take that time. Studies have shown that if you make your physical health a priority, if you work out 5 days a week for 30 minutes a day, and you're working on your physical fitness, it's going to help you be a better mom. It's going to help you be a better employee, a better wife, a better business owner, better to your family, better to your friends, better for everyone. So it is so important to take care of yourself. And please never lose sight of that because if you fall victim to, I'm too busy, you're never going to find the time because your life is always going to be busy. Another study that I recently saw was the more active you are, the more active your children are. Therefore, you're setting a really good example and you're putting them on that right path. You're setting the blueprint for their future. So if they see mom working out 5 days a week, they're going to be more likely to engage in sports and want to exercise themselves. Another really important area that's going to help you still make progress during this phase is just communicating with your spouse and your village about your needs and wants. And don't forget about your wants. Like, as a mom, a lot of times, like, we worry about our children and our husband and our family and our friends, everybody before ourselves. Like, we take care of everyone else before ourselves. And that's just the maternal instinct. And so there are needs, like there are things that you need as a woman and as a mom, but there's also things that you want. And so make sure that you communicate that. I'll tell you a little story. My husband and I work together, which can be incredibly challenging, but I love it. It's very rewarding, and we've come a long way since we started working together many, many years ago. And I, as a mom, have always wanted to do the grocery shopping and the laundry and the cleaning, but I also am running a business and a team and having to do all of this other work. And so there were so many days where I felt like I was just doing all of this alone. And I had everything in my mind that needed to be done. And I would get so angry because I didn't have time to go to the grocery store and prepare dinner and plan out these things that I wanted to do, organize the closets and, things like that when I had work to do. And there finally came a moment about a year and a half ago where I said to my husband, I'm going to need you to start doing some of these things. And I took that stuff off of my plate, half of it off my plate, put it on his. And by doing that, I was able to have more room in my mind to accept anything out of my control. Like, I just felt like so many things were out of my control, and if I had this running to-do list in my mind that nothing was ever gonna get done, that I wouldn't be able to handle it. And once I let some of those things go and communicated to him that I wanted him to start doing the grocery shopping, I wanted him to start helping with the laundry. Once he started doing that, my life got so much easier and my mindset got so much better, again, around the things that were coming my way that were maybe out of my control. And so communicate your needs and communicate your wants to your spouse or to the person that is helping you raise your children, who is helping you in this messy phase of life. Because if you don't communicate that to them, they will never know. And you start to resent your partner. You start to hold it all inside. And one day you will explode. I've been there. I've exploded multiple times. But today, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the grocery store because my husband now does that. And that's just something that he has taken off of my plate that has helped me tremendously. So, again, communicate those needs and communicate your wants. Now, I want to get a little sappy. I heard something the other day that really, really broke my heart. And it said that if you stay home with your children for the first 4 years of life, and you live to be 85, that is less than 5% of your life. As a mom, maybe you're a stay at home mom and the days are long and they're hard, but it's only a short period of your life. Like, things are going to get easier, things are going to get better. And I understand that not everyone has the opportunity, and some families may have two working parents with 8 to 5 jobs. Like, most people don't have the opportunity to just stay home with their kids. So I feel like again, in this situation, like in this season of life, it is so important to just communicate with everyone and anyone that is helping you out during this phase. And when it comes to your health and fitness, going back to lowering your expectations for yourself, but still having those standards and setting those goals. When it comes to fitness, sometimes I find that people that work 8 to 5, it's very challenging for them to find time to work out if they have young children because they're getting up early, not to work out, but to get everybody ready and out of the house and to daycare. And then they have to go to school or go to work. And then after work, they get home at 5:30. They have to make dinner. They have to do bath time, bedtime, and then do it all over again. So it leaves very little room for fitness, for a exercise routine. And so, what can you do in this situation? I would recommend going all in on the weekends and don't let the weekend be your weekend. Like, go in on the weekends, work out on Saturdays, work out on Sundays. And if you can get 1 or 2 days during the week where you can focus on your fitness, maybe just for 30 minutes, then there you go. You have 3 to 4 days a week. If you go all in on Saturday and Sunday, that's going to help you out tremendously. And I've said this already in one of my other episodes. Like, imagine showing up every Monday to work feeling great because you spent the weekend making your health a priority. You worked out, you were focusing on your nutrition, you got sleep, you drank your water, you worked on your mindset. Imagine doing that every single weekend. And then if you could just do that one other day during the week, you're definitely going to make progress during a phase of life where you feel like it's impossible to make progress. You will see it. So, those are my ways that I am just trying to see the silver lining in this phase, trying to keep my mindset focused on the future, but also really cherishing the moments, like cherishing the current phase of life that I'm in. And I know that is challenging. And for someone who is listening to this that is an entrepreneur or they just love being in this hustle culture like me, it's hard to tell yourself to slow down and enjoy these moments when you're so focused on your goals. But time will pass. This season will pass. Life's going to get easy and then it's going to get hard again. And it's all just a season, it's all just a phase. And so do what you can, take care of yourself, set those expectations not so high, but keep those standards high, set those goals, communicate with your partner. And remember, the more you take care of yourself, the easier it is going to be to take care of the other people in your life. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Beyond the Scale. As always, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, and leave us a review. It is my goal to help educate our community on how to live their best lives in and outside of the gym and off of the scale. Thanks so much, you guys.